Hello everyone, welcome to Funny Science. In today's video, I'll be walking you through the solutions to the Cambridge Lower Secondary Checkpoint Science Paper 1 from October 2024. This is a 45-minute paper with a total of 50 marks. We'll go through each question step by step, breaking down the key concepts, calculations, and scientific explanations. So, if you're preparing for your exam, make sure to watch until the end. Let's get started. Question 1. Animal cell structures. Let's begin with question 1, which shows a diagram of an animal cell. We need to identify different structures. Structure A is the nucleus. This controls cell activities and contains DNA. Structure B is a chromosome, which carries genetic information. Structure C is a gene, a section of DNA that determines traits. Easy, right? Let's move on. Question 2 is a quick density calculation. We are given mass and volume in the table above, and we will list the formula. Density equals mass divided by volume. For element D, the given mass is 10 grams, and the volume is 0.88 cubic centimeters. Its density will be 10 divided by 0.88 equals 11.36 grams per cubic centimeter. So, the density of element D is 11.36 grams per cubic centimeter. B. Which element, A, B, C, or D, is a gas? Now, we need to identify which element is a gas. To do this, we look at the density values in the table. Gases have very low densities compared to solids and liquids. The lowest density in the table is for element B, with a density of 0.0014 grams per cubic centimeter. This low density tells us that element B is a gas. Question 3 is about sound waves, A. What is the amplitude of the eye? Sound wave. The amplitude is the maximum distance from the center line to the peak or trough of the wave. So when looking at the graph, we will measure this distance. The value for amplitude is 3.6 centimeters. B. I. Describe the effect of increasing the amplitude of the sound wave. As amplitude increases, the loudness of the sound also increases. Describe the effect of decreasing the frequency of the sound wave. Frequency is the number of waves that pass a point in 1 second. If we decrease the frequency, the pitch of the sound also decreases. This question is about nebulae, which are found in space. Nebulae are made of cloud of dust and gas. The answer for this will be stellar nurseries are places where new stars are born. Question 5 is about water transport in plants. Water is essential for plant growth. Let's go through how water moves inside a flowering plant. Water from the soil enters the plant through special cells in the roots called root hair cells. This process is called absorption. Once inside the plant, water travels upward through tube-like structures called xylem vessels. Finally, water is lost from the leaves as water vapor through tiny openings in a process called transpiration. Question 6 is a questions on chemistry. Now, let's look at trends in the properties of Group 1 elements. We are given a table with 4 properties: melting point, boiling point, density, and atomic radius. As we move down the group, we notice 3 clear trends. Melting points decrease. Lithium has the highest melting point, and rubidium has the lowest. Boiling points decrease. The higher up in the group, the higher the boiling point. Atomic radius increases. The atoms get larger as we go down the group because they gain more electron shells. And the final could be the density does not show a trend. Question. In this question, Yuri investigates how the resistance of a wire changes with its length. A. Name of equipment to measure voltage. To measure voltage across the wire, we use a voltmeter. B. Calculate the resistance for 20 cm of wire. We use the formula for resistance. Resistance equal voltage divided by current. For a wire length of 20 centimeters, the voltage is 0.63 volts, and the current is 0.47 amperes. So the resistance for 20 centimeters of wire is 1.3 ohms. C. Drawing the graph. To complete the graph, we follow these steps. Label the x-axis as length of wire in centimeters. The y-axis has been already done for use. Plot the given data points carefully. D. An anomalous result is a value that doesn't fit the pattern. In this case, the result for the 40-centimeter wire seems too different from the trend. One possible reason for this anomaly is that the wire heated up or left the circuit on between taking the readings. This question is about how the moon was formed. Scientists believe the moon was created from a giant collision. The theory explaining this is called the collision theory. One piece of evidence supporting this theory is that the rocks on the moon and the rocks on Earth is similar. Question 9 asks about how climate change affects panda populations. Panda populations will decrease due to less food, since climate change is reducing the amount of bamboo. The other reason might be pandas may lose their habitat as bamboo forests decline. Or competition for food between pandas will increase, making survival harder. This question explains how atoms bond in water molecules. A covalent bond is when atoms share pairs of electrons. B. When two or more atoms join by covalent bonding, they form a molecule. C. In a water molecule, H2O, there are two covalent bonds between oxygen and hydrogen atoms. Question 11 is about inheritance of sex in humans. In this experiment, Priya is analyzing 2 human blood samples to study inheritance. Let's go through the answers. A. How Priya can reduce the risk of disease. Since she is handling blood samples, she needs to take precautions to avoid infections. One way to reduce the risk is by wearing gloves. This prevents direct contact with blood and reduces the chance of contamination. B. Why Priya should analyze more than 2 samples. To make her experiment more reliable, Priya should analyze more than 2 samples. Here's why. She wants to identifying anomalous results. With more samples, she can detect any outliers and avoid biased conclusions. A larger sample size helps in identifying patterns or trends. More data ensures accuracy and reliability. If she only tests 2 samples, the results might not represent the general population, and she also can calculate the average of all samples. Question 12 is about energy transfers in an electric lamp AA, identifying the law of energy conservation, only transferred from one form to another. The correct answer is the law of conservation of energy, B, calculating the percentage of energy transferred as light. We are given that the lamp receives 60 joules of energy. Out of this, 15 joules is lost as heat. The rest is transferred as light. To find the energy used for light, we subtract. 60 minus 15 equals 45 joules. Now, we calculate the percentage of energy transferred as light. 45 divided by 60, multiplied by 100. That equals 75. Question 13 is a chemical question A. Write the word equation for the reaction of zinc and sulfuric acid. We have zinc react with sulfuric acid will produce zinc sulfate and hydrogen. B. To find out which reaction has the largest energy change, Mia should use a thermometer and measure the change in temperature. Question 14. In this question, Pierre measures rainfall for 6 months using 2 experiments. A. Is Pierre's first experiment precise? No. The values in experiment 1 and experiment 2 are significantly different. Precision means repeated measurements should be close together, which is not the case here. B. A scientist does the same investigation as Pierre. Is Pierre's first experiment accurate? Yes. The results from experiment 1 closely match the scientist's data, meaning they are accurate because they reflect the true values. Question 15 is about electrical circuits, AEA. Type of circuit. Since the lamps are connected in separate branches, this is called a parallel circuit. B. Finding the current in ammeter A2. The current in ammeter A1 is 1.2 amperes. Since this is a parallel circuit, the current is shared among the branches. To find the current in ammeter A2, we divide the total current by the number of branches. 1.2 divided by 1.5 equals 0.8 amperes. Question 16. Here, Aiko investigate a fossil of a fish, measure the length AB in millimeter. We measure the length of AB will be 9.8 centimeters, so the length of the fossil will be 98 millimeters (BB). The mass of the fossil, rounded to the nearest whole number, is 420 grams. Question 17 is about mass conservation in reactions. In Mike's experiment, he mixes silver nitrate and sodium chloride. The question asks what happens to the mass of the flask and its contents. The answer will be, the mass stays the same because of the law of conservation of mass. And that brings us to the end of the Cambridge Lower Secondary Checkpoint Science past paper. I hope this walkthrough helped you understand the key concepts and solutions. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more science content. Comment below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.